and cheese. Who would have known? But this is perfect. You've got a big group of people coming, hungry people, want to do something different. This is it's a bake, so it's like a casserole, and I would assume you can get a lot of this done ahead of time.
Yes, you can, and again, it goes in the oven, so you want to watch your pasta, make sure it's not overcooked, and it serves a crowd, so it's really fun.
Pasta boiling here, and we're using, you could use elbow macaroni, but we're using it a different type.
Yeah, we're using a cavatappi today, but you can't use any kind of macaroni. 1 pound is what this calls for, because it's going to go in a great big casserole dish. And today we're going to be using Wisconsin Colby Jack cheese and Wisconsin pepper jack cheese for a little zip, so both of those melt really well and provide some great flavor in this particular recipe. So what we're going to start out with is some sausage, about 1 pound of breakfast sausage, and you want to cook that. I've already cooked it here, started it, but you want to get that well cooked.
And crumbly.
And crumbly. And then you want to remove it from the pan, because you don't want it to overdo it.
You just want it in the bowl here?
Yeah, I'm just going to put it in the bowl, because we're going to put all this in later in the bake.
Let me get every little last bit of that out of there.
Yeah, and then in the meantime, we're going to the same pan, we're going to add some onions. We have 1 whole onion that's been chopped. And then we have a red pepper, put that in, and green pepper.
Lots of great color in this dish.
Yes, a lot of beautiful color. And these are similar to what you might find in a lot of like breakfast type of omelets or dishes. Also some jalapeno pepper, one of those that's diced. Yeah, a little bit of kick there. And then we have some garlic salt, And we want to cook that until, they start to soften a little bit, And once it has started to soften, then at the last 30 seconds, you would add a little bit of actual fresh garlic.
I'm going to do it. Just that sausage was so lean, which is great. We're starting to see sausage be so lean that I'm just going to add a little oil to get those veggies
that would be good.
Okay, so let's talk about the cheese sauce.
Okay, now the cheese sauce, what we're going to start out actually in the same pan once that is cooked. We're going to have, again, just as the last one, we're going to make a white sauce. And in this case, we're using, this recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of butter and 6 tablespoons of flour.
So it goes in with the vegetables?
No. We're going to take those vegetables out. So once those are finished.
Pretend that these are nice and cooked a little bit longer.
Add our garlic to that too.
Add our garlic, 30 seconds with the garlic, get it moving. Boy,
and then you could just add this all with the sausage, because that's all going to go into the bake at the end. So we'll set that aside.
So now we're going to make our cheese sauce, and I think that's the most intimidating part of making homemade mac and cheese. People are afraid of that, and they like to use little packets and things like that. You don't have to do that.
Oh no, this is it's very easy. It's just you want to make sure you pay attention to stirring it constantly.
So in goes our butter.
The butter, you want to get that melted.
And the nice thing is we're using that same pan that we use the veggies in. We're using the same pan that we cook the sausage in, so we don't have a ton of dishes, although it kind of looks like it. So butter and then flour.
6 tablespoons of flour. And you just want to get that well combined. You don't have to wait till it browns like the last one that we did. In this case, you're going to add once that is combined there, 4 cups, and it calls for, in this case, whole milk. That's what the recipe calls for. It makes it nice and rich. I would think you could even use maybe 2%. However, I think fat-free might not be as good.
So in goes our milk.
So let's add that slowly so it doesn't spill. There you go. And use a whisk, and what you want to do is try to combine all of that flour, butter, and make it nice and smooth.
I mean, and this is the fun thing about when you're making your own sauces like this. When it's cold outside, you don't feel like going to the grocery store, you have butter, you have flour, you have milk.
It's easy to do, really is.
And you've got some cheese. So, once you start getting into the habit of learning how to make your own sauces, it's just really a breeze. You just got to be adventurous, give it a try. You might mess up the first couple of times. You might get a lumpy sauce, but, that's
seems to always work well. Just constantly stir.
And that's the thing.
And then you're going to cook that for about 4 to 6 minutes till it thickens, and that's what I have in my other pans here. So you normally wouldn't have an additional pan, but I was trying to do the different steps here so you would be able to see that.
So after it cooks, when it comes to a boil,
it's nice and thick
like
that.
Thick and white sauce. And this is called a bechamel sauce, which is kind of the mother sauce that you can jazz it up now and do so many different things with it. So of course it's mac and cheese. We're going to throw some cheese in here.
And let's turn it off. The heat off. And you'll want to really watch that. So what we have here, this is a lot of cheese. It's a big bake though. We have 4 cups of Wisconsin Colby Jack cheese, and that's been shredded. I shredded that up ahead of time, and that type of cheese melts really easily, so it's perfect for this. And then just a 1/2 cup of Wisconsin pepper jack cheese, which provides a little bit of a kick. All right.
But it's not going to be super spicy.
No, not too bad. And our pasta's cooking there, so
Yes.
we want to take a little salt and pepper here. We'll
Yep.
want to take that out of there and drain it. So
Okay, let me do the pasta.
that in there.
That's a lot of sauce,
Yeah,
but we
a
got a
lot of
lot of
sauce.
pasta.
So we're going to drain the pasta and add that. And then we're also going to add our meat and the veggies that we've already cooked up. And then we'll be ready to put it into our bake.
So we undercook the pasta because we're going to bake this, and we don't want mushy pasta.
That's right.
So
Okay.
pasta goes right in there?
Right in there.
Okay.
That's right. So you do need a big pan for this, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you want to get that mixed up, and in addition, at the same time,
The sausage, the peppers.
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay.
This is going to feed a crowd.
That's right.
You know, we're talking about this for brunch, but this is actually would make a really nice dinner, I
Yeah.
think, too, with a salad.
yeah, so all mixed together and really get that cheese sauce mixed in there.
Yep.
What I have here is a 13 by 9 pan. I buttered it just to make sure that it doesn't stick. And that's what we're going to, once that's combined, you'll put that in there. Now there's even more to this too, Amy. We have a topping.
So you work on the topping, I'll work on
Okay,
just combining
yeah,
this.
all
It
right.
is a big pan.
And
so-
what we have are 4 eggs here. So I'm going to put these in here. Because again, it has all those components of a breakfast. We're going to put some eggs and actually biscuits in here too. All right, so we're going to whip those up, the eggs. We're going to add another cup of Wisconsin Colby Jack cheese.
Wow.
Is that heavy? Do you
Oh
need
yeah,
help?
it is. Like you say, this is about the
That's a
10
two-hander.
pound.
That's a
There we go.
two-hander.
I got it.
All right. Another half a cup of the Wisconsin Pepper Jack. And then I have 6 biscuits. These are, I actually bake these up, just regular biscuits,
Okay.
refrigerated in the tube. You're just going to crumble them up. This is a great way to use any leftover biscuits you might have. You could probably use some sort of other bread item if you didn't have the biscuits, but this kind of goes with that biscuits and gravy. And
So this goes basically, I'm going to let you keep doing that. Goes on top, and we want to show you how it looks when it comes
push this
out.
on top. That
Oh my
goes
gosh.
into the oven, 375 for about 20-25 minutes.
Oh my goodness gracious, Karen. That is all done. This is the finished product, and that looks amazing,
Right on
Karen.
top. Yeah.
The recipe's on our website, and you can also get it at this.
Allthingsmacandcheese.com.
All right. Oh, that looks fantastic. Stay with us. We'll be back.